การพรีเซนต์ตัวเองเรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับผมก็ไม่ต้องทำอะไร ดีนะครับก็ของคุณฟรานซิสเนี่ยเป็นอีกตัวอย่างหนึ่งที่ดังมากเลยนะครับในฮ่องกงนะครับก็ริเริ่มโดยคุณฟรานซิสเองนะครับเป็นตัวต้นแบบว่าจะสร้างองค์กรทางสังคมจะสร้างกองทุนที่จะลงทุนเพื่อสังคมในรูปแบบที่เน้นความสร้างสรรค์เน้นผลสำฤทธิ์เนี่ยได้อย่างไรนะครับก็ขอเชิญคุณฟรานซิส please give you speech now.
Good morning. People kept on saying that I look like a Thai. But I swear I'm just a Chinese born and raised in Hong Kong. And then the only reason that I founded this organization is because I love Hong Kong, a place that I really care. So since 2007, I left my job in the corporate world and started this nonprofit venture philanthropy organization. We combine ourselves to have a venture philanthropy fund on the one hand. On the other hand, we also an incubator. So we do social enterprise ourselves. We incubate them and we created some of the deals. So apart from ourselves, actually there are more than 500 professional volunteers. There are barristers, lawyers, management consultants. Even McKinsey is one of our partners. So they are doing volunteer work, but this time they're using their brain and expertise and network to help the social enterprises to make it a more successful business. And our funding is coming from some individual philanthropists in Hong Kong, family foundations, including Ronald Carley, who is the ex-chairman of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and also CVC also invested in us, who is a private equity firm in Europe. So we do social enterprises. At the same time, we invest. So actually, I'm the third person putting up a spectrum diagram like this. Apart from third sphere, I also call it a space of confusion. So forget about all these things. Overall, I think right now, what you get from this is traditional philanthropy on the left-hand side, or the NGO or the government support. The business world on the other hand. So, but right now, our society is running into a problem. What we do is trying to create some experiment, try to fine-tune the current way of capitalism. Believe me, you will hear a lot more sexy terminology in the next 10 years. But forget all about this. It's all about good. How to do good in the current system. Diamond Cap is the first project that we do. If you've been to Hong Kong, all the caps that you see outside are not wheelchair accessible. So we launched this option 3 years ago. Over the last 3 years, we served more than 60,000 wheelchair users. On second year, we started to break even. So this is a social business option. So compared to the charity, we don't need charity money pumping in every year, sustain it. Right now, we are a business sustainable. So even we do not have funding, we can keep on doing. This is our promise to the wheelchair users, the best one. Apart from our fund, there exists the largest taxi license owner, 2 elderly home groups also being the investors. So right now, apart from having the right expertise putting in these social ventures, we're also influencing the business world. They, over the last few years, changed a lot of mindset. The second generations of the taxi license owner become very socially minded. So right now, he's doing a lot more things to the society. Oh, this is myself, by the way. I'm a marathon runner, ultra marathon runner. Over the last 2 years, I did some crazy race like this. It's called Gobi March. It's 250 kilometers across the Gobi Desert for 7 days. So I always compare that to the path of social entrepreneurship. So I think apart from myself, there are a lot of social entrepreneurs around the world right now running every day. It's not just for themselves, it's for the others. I think they kept on going, no matter they have the clapping hands or not. So this is social entrepreneurship. And then I also run across the desert. At the end, I find that the desert is really in Hong Kong or in the big city, like this. We are rich in the big city like Bangkok, but at the same time, we have a lot of poor issues around us. Gini coefficients indicating income gap, rich and poor, Hong Kong among world developed economy, we're world number 1. So this is Hong Kong. And we have the best food, but at the same time, we waste a lot. Every day, like more than 100 double-decker of capacity of food waste going to the landfill in Hong Kong. And then, as you all know, that meat industry contribute a lot to the environment. meat industry contribute 18% of the greenhouse gas effect. So climate change is a big cause is the meat industry. But meat consumption per capita in Hong Kong, we are also world number 1. We are more serious than the United States. We outpass them for 38%. So we are ridiculous, basically. We have the best service, but maybe for the tourists. How we treat our underprivileged. Subsidized nursing home, average waiting time, 3 years. 1/3 of the queue disappeared naturally. And for the subsidized housing, average waiting time, it raised up to around 5 years now. It will keep on prolonging. And a lot of people in Hong Kong living in a subdivided cubicle, you heard about this? Also cage house. We are good at invention in Hong Kong, especially in the property market. But many people right now living in less than 7 square meter, 10 square meter. And the latest invention is COVID housing. One social worker went into an apartment, 70 square meter, from floor to ceiling, 4 stories of bed. 4 times 5, 20 capsules in 170 square meter. And it also costs you more than $100 per month for rental. This is Hong Kong. Many people in this area, but I would say this is not just the lack of resources. It's a lack of self-esteem, a lack of dignity. So they live in silo, they live on their own. So this is the passions that you want to see. It's not just about the money, it's the touch that you have to see through it. This is our society in the past. When we earn money, we benefit the underprivileged group. There are something called social ladder. I suspect that it disappeared in Hong Kong already. So 2 gears getting aparted. So what I called it is the off-gearing now. Investing, capital owner keep on investing, earning a lot of money till the point that they don't know how to deal with the wealth, might as well donate it. But on the other hand, a lot of people underprivileged, because of the opportunities all gone. So right now they have to stand on their own, no more social ladder. Light Home is a product that we do, and the first affordable housing initiative. So the housing issue is serious in Hong Kong, I talked about. So right now, this initiative mobilized a lot of idle capacity in Hong Kong. Some property owner rent their house to us without charging the market rent. One apartment, there exists 2 to 3 sleeping rooms. We move in 2 to 3 single parent families, single mom with young kids. So right now they live together again. Light have the meaning of photosynthesis. You put them into a different ecosystem, they smile more, releasing oxygens, and they gain weight. They feel happier, except that kid, he is crying, of course. He's fighting for toys. But they're learning to live with each other. In the past, subdivided cubicle is about the isolations. They live on their own. They do not have social capital, support each other. So that's what we need. So it's not about the resources. So right now we grow from last year, 1 pilot case, to right now 18 Light Homes already. So a lot of apartment owners, actually they don't care about the rental. Many of them just put idle. They worry about the trouble. So right now we handle everything for them. So signing contract, collecting rent, even they don't pay that's enough. We pay the agreed rent every week, every month. So it's a consistent yield for them. So on maintenance, everything, we take care of that. So actually, the latest 2 flats actually coming back from Vancouver and New York. Some Hong Kong residents went there, and then their house in Hong Kong just put empty. So we're using these resources now. And then next 2 weeks, hopefully we'll have a good news. We're launching Light Housing. We're trying to mobilize an idle building, underutilized holding by the government. So if we are successful, immediately we'll get 40 flats for that. So Light Home is a project that we do now. So we are mobilizing private resources. Up till now, all those 20-something projects that we haven't mobilized a single penny from the government. I suspect we don't need big money now. What we need, what we lack, is a good idea, the social innovations. If we got that, I can guarantee you money will be around. Playtown is a project that we are reinventing the after-school program. In Hong Kong, I think like the big city, all the kids in the current system is not having the self-esteem and self-confidence. In Hong Kong, all those children in the underprivileged group, more than 80% of them, 90% of them, will not have a university degree. But the worst thing right now is we are building failure every day. We're taking away their self-confidence and self-esteem. So this concept, we use social enterprise. So we go there, we work with school. We use their idle capacity after school, the classrooms. So we don't need to pay rent in Hong Kong, which is a big thing. And on the other hand, we hire tutors, which is quite cheap actually. So from Monday to Friday, you start to year end, more than 150 days of service. It takes less than, it's just around 1,000 something US dollar for whole year of activities. So those parents who can pay, they pay for themselves. Several tens of Hong Kong dollar per day is nothing. But those who cannot pay, we have corporate subsidize behind it. So right now we work with Standard Chartered, Philip Morris, a lot of big corporations. So they do CSR. So right now, apart from money, they also do volunteer work for them. So Saturday, take them out for some activities as well. Green Monday, we talked about meat industry contribute a lot. Growing one cow for 1 year is like driving for 70,000 kilometers. Same emissions. So it is a big thing. So any vegetarian in this room, please raise your hand. Oh, come on, just one, two. I myself, I turned myself to be a full-time vegetarian since last year because I find that problem. And then also in Hong Kong, over the last 2 years, we advocate 1 day meat-free. So you don't need to turn into a full-time vegetarian, just 1 day meat-free. It's a big thing for the populations as well. So right now, over the last 2 years, we changed the culture. So more than 1 out of 4 of Hong Kong populations now have a habit of 1 day meat-free, which is huge. So right now, apart from advocating, we work with more than 1,000 restaurants. So they launch many more vegetarian options on Monday, and many of them for the rest of the week as well. We went into 600 schools. So more than 600,000 students are now practicing 1 day meat-free. And then we also work with a lot of celebrities, of course. We changed the culture. So now, when you talked about vegetarian food in Hong Kong, it's not just about the Buddhism. It's about a cool thing that the youngsters will do. And also, these corporate work with us. It's a CSR. It's good branding. Even the Hong Kong airport joined us 6 months ago. So branding, CSR. And then also they claim to be the very first airport go green globally. So they gave us consultancy money as well. So Green Monday is a green advertising agency, green marketing agency, green consultancy. Right from start, we got ourselves broken even. Right now we work with a lot of big corporate, Bank of China, Standard Chartered, Credit Suisse. They launched Green Monday at their cafeteria. And then they promote that to their consumers. So actually, many restaurants, including one of them is mainly selling beef. One day, the shop owner called us, how come there are 30 monks eating at my shop? I sell beef. Because they launched Green Monday. They have a very good, delicious vegetarian hot pot. So right now, actually a lot of vegetarians rushing into the mainstream. To the corporate, to the business, it is business. So to us, what we're trying to find is the shared value. If we could find that, then we collaborate with the business. So right now we have more than 20 projects going into different social issues, going into different industry. All the more that we're trying to build is a culture of we. In the current world, in the current way of doing business in the mainstream, we talked about me, we care about ourselves. But all the more if we think that the shadow of me actually is we. I don't know whether the world would be changed better, but at least we all feel happier. I think that's the core value that we have. There's no way for us to pull these gear back together, I can tell you. They go too far away. But what social entrepreneurship or social innovation, to me, we are building some middle gears, trying to get that work again. I suspect that I cannot do it. I cannot do enough experiments to get it really work in my generations, in my lifetime. But I think we should keep on running, like in the marathon, building these up, so that we could showcase to the next generations, then they could keep on doing. I think the secret recipe, nothing really special, is the showcase. Why Hong Kong is being heated up is that it's coming real. It's not just some slides, it's not just some beautiful concept. No matter how small it is, Actually, it's better to start small. We build up showcases. After having these, the mainstream media will aware about that. The mainstream public will aware about that. Then they're rushing into it. People have to visualize it. Secondly, business and professional. Apart from their resources that we need, apart from their intellectual mind that we need, it's about we change their minds as well. We always said that we try to spread out the social virus to them. After that, we don't demand all the business people quit their job and start social enterprise. Maybe they would still do after having a midlife crisis. But I think all the more, if they could bring back the social virus, we change the mainstream. They do business very differently. So right now we are opening up a brand new spectrum. It's called impact business. We try to get the business using their core business to do social good. So imagine 10 years or 20 years later, if all our board meeting, apart from talking about money, we're talking about how about the impact that we are creating. That's a new utopia, of course, but I think we have to start now. So all the more, I would say, to discourage you today, it's not about money. It's not about invest. It's about passion. How we embrace those passions in the society. Game started. I think we kept on having a lot of marathon runners in the society. If you do not want to participate at the moment, fine. Don't tell some of the social entrepreneurs you are very silly. So it is the only encouragement you keep on giving them. So please join us in welcoming a lot more social entrepreneurs in the room in the rest of the world. They keep on running. I think we should all clapping our hands for them. Thank you very much.
Hello. Hi. So thank you very much, Francis. ครับก็จริงๆผมก็เป็นเพื่อนกับ Francis มาประมาณสัก 4-5 ปีแล้วครับทุกครั้งที่เขากลับมาเล่าเรื่องนั้นเรื่องนี้ให้ฟังเนี่ยก็จะหัวใจวายเกือบตายทุกทีเต็มไปด้วยความอิจฉาว่าเฮ้ยมันทำได้ไง ว่าอย่าง Green Monday ก็คล้ายๆเหมือนสสสเมืองไทยเนาะแต่ว่าองค์กรเขามีคนประมาณแบบคอทีมอาจจะแบบไม่กี่คนเนี่ยนะครับแล้วก็ผมคิดว่าบทเรียนจากฟรานซิสจริงๆก็น่าจะเป็นเรื่องว่าจริงๆเกือบทุกงานที่เขาทำเนี่ยเริ่มจากปัญหาคือพยายามจับว่าปัญหาที่มันแรงๆในฮ่องกงมีอะไรบ้างแล้วก็จากนั้นผมว่าศักยภาพสูงสุดของเขาคือการดึงเอาคนที่เกี่ยวข้องกับปัญหานั้นๆน่ะไม่ว่าจะเป็นคนสร้างปัญหาหรือคนที่สามารถที่จะแก้ปัญหานั้นได้เนี่ยเข้ามาร่วมกันตั้งแต่เริ่มคิดเริ่มอะไรนะคือไม่ได้รอว่าให้มีผู้ประกอบการเพื่อสังคมหรืออะไรก่อนแล้วก็เข้ามาร่วมกันนะครับสร้างเครือข่ายของอาสาสมัครแล้วก็คนที่จะมาร่วมอย่างกรณีแท็กซี่เขาเนี่ยครับก็คือสุดท้ายเนี่ยวางแผนไปวางแผนมาชวนคนนั้นคนนี้มาคุยก็ปรากฏว่าได้ผู้ประกอบการแท็กซี่รายใหญ่ที่สุดอันนึงในฮ่องกงเข้ามาเป็นพาร์ทเนอร์เป็นต้นนะครับแล้วก็ทุกอย่างก็คือใช้เรื่องของความคิดสร้างสรรค์เรื่องของครีเอทีฟมากๆเลยนะครับก็อันนี้ก็คิดว่าเป็นบทเรียนสำคัญนะครับจากทางโซเชียลเวนเจอร์ฮ่องกงนะครับแล้วก็เนี่ยครับทุกปีก็เขาก็จะไปเนี่ยครับไปมาราธอนโกบีนะครับอย่างปีก่อนเขาไปสึกอยู่ดีๆก็ส่งรูปมาจากขั้วโลกเหนือมันมีมาราธอนขั้วโลกเหนือด้วยนะครับครับก็ขอบคุณนะครับฟรานซิสก็เคสต่อไปก็เป็นเคสของประเทศไทยนะครับก็ขอเชิญคุณวิเชียรพงศธรนะครับก็คุณวิเชียรก็มาจากทางพรีเมียร์กรุ๊ปนะครับแล้วก็ทำอีกหลายๆเรื่องนะครับหลายๆมูลนิธิที่เดี๋ยววันนี้คุณวิเชียรก็จะมาเล่าให้ฟังนะครับว่าจะสร้างชุมชนของนักร่วมลงทุนเพื่อสังคมซึ่งก็เป็นพวกเราที่นั่งกันอยู่ที่นี้ได้อย่างไรนะครับเชิญครับ
ครับขอบคุณครับแต่เมื่อกี้เห็นสุนิตรับใบสั่งมาเราเหลือเวลาสักขนาดไหนจะได้
เราเหลือเวลา20 นาทีครับ
20 นาทีรวมแลกเปลี่ยนด้วยใช่ไหม
ใช่ครับ
ครับงั้นเดี๋ยวผมพยายามจะพูดให้จำกัดเวลาหน่อยแล้วกันนะครับเราจะได้มีเวลาแลกเปลี่ยนกันชาวสุนิตมาสั่งผมบอกว่าเอาพูดภาษาไทยเพราะว่าเรามีทั้งต่างชาติทั้งไทยงั้นเราก็จะได้มีส่วนผสมของทั้งสองส่วนนะครับ but for the benefits of our foreign speakers the discussions later on will be in English so if you allow me to speak in Thai ครับครับก่อนอื่นฟังทั้งสองท่านนะครับทั้งคุณแอนดรูคุณฟรานซิสแล้วเนี่ยผมก็รู้สึกมีปมด้อยมากเลยนะครับหวังว่าเดี๋ยวท่านจะรู้สึกมีปมด้อยเช่นเดียวกับผมเพราะว่าเราจะได้ร่วมกันเปลี่ยนความรู้สึกด้อยหรือมีปมด้อยของเราเนี่ยให้มันเป็นพลังงานที่เราจะต้องร่วมกันทำอะไรเพื่อสังคมของเราต่อไปข้างหน้านะครับผมคงอยากจะเรียนทุกท่านแบ่งเป็นสัก3 ส่วนก็แล้วกันนะครับเรื่องแรกก็คงเป็นเรื่องของภูมิทัศน์นะครับแลนด์สเคปปัจจุบันในบ้านเรานะครับปัจจัยแวดล้อมต่างๆสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นต่างๆเนี่ยเป็นอย่างไรนะครับส่วนที่2ก็อาจจะเป็นตัวอย่างต่างๆนะครับตัวอย่างที่ผมมีส่วนร่วมเกี่ยวข้องอยู่ในกิจกรรมเพื่อสังคมนะครับซึ่งหวังว่าจะเป็นประโยชน์กับท่านบ้างและผมอยากจะมีคู่แข่งเยอะๆนะครับส่วนที่3เนี่ยก็คงเรื่องสำคัญคือเรื่องการระดมทรัพยากรเรื่องเงินทุนนะครับเรื่องการมีส่วนร่วมของประชาชนคนไทยการมีส่วนร่วมของธุรกิจไทยนะครับในการที่จะช่วยกันผลักดันการพัฒนาสังคมเรานะครับโดยเฉพาะโดยภาคประชาชนเนี่ยไปข้างหน้านะครับ